Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professional Free International webinar. Thank you all for joining with us in this wonderful evening. My lovely audience, today I'm your host. I am Kamrul, coordinator of IGP from Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member, and I feel honored to host this webinar. And it's my delight to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professional free webinar. Once again, thank you all for joining us today in this marvelous evening. And it's my humble request to you that you stay with us till end and don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends. So let's together and learn together. Before we have successfully completed our 711 webinar, today I will be presenting webinar number 712, and the topic name is Teaching STEM with Robots. Today we have a speaker from Portugal. Let's welcome our speaker to the screen.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
It's the
Good evening.
it's a pleasure to be here to talk about my work and to talk about using robots teaching STEAM subjects.
Thank you, sir. Sir, give a short description about yourself and then you can start your presentation.
Okay. So I'm an ICT programming and
Once
robotics
again, sir, please, I
teacher.
can request you, sir, to share your screen first. PowerPoint slide.
Okay. Sorry. I think that's okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Just tell me when I can start.
Yes, sir. You can start now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will be talking a little bit about my experience using educational robotics to teach STEAM subjects. I teach in Portugal, in Lisbon, near airport, in agrupamento de escolas of Portela e Moscavide. We are a group of 5 schools, as you see. 3 primary schools and the secondary school and the basic school. The secondary is the green one, and the blue one is the basic. Basic schools in Portugal start with 5th grade to 9th grade, and secondary school have from 7th grade to 12th grade. So I have a project using educational robotics. The name is Attitude 3D in my school, and I will talk about it. Okay. Okay, my students are telling you about they are learning to program and to use robots to do a kind of performing about Three Little Pigs. They have to study to read the book, and after they have to program it and to draw the characters and to use it. We start in 3rd grade programming and using robots. We have a lot of activities with our project in our school. So the main focus is to use the robots, the curiosity of students seeing robots performing something, and try to put them designing activities and building, assembling some robots to solve problems, real life problems if it's possible. Okay, we start with small ones and big ones, but we essentially use it to stimulate students for STEM subjects. So we use robots in class. We attend some national and international events, and our students do some workshops for teachers. And we have a social part. We go to the pediatric hospital in Lisbon to do some robotics and programming activity for the kids. And we are going to talk about how to use robots in out schools, and our students do workshops for other students uh, to stimulate them to study and to use the robots in STEAM. This kid is from Syria in my class, and we start in third grade programming with Lego robots or others. We do some inclusive activities. The kids have to develop the skills with creativity, and they start learning how to program from early. And we use older kids as mentors for the small ones. Here you will see it's a small introduction activity, and you will see big students. They are ninth graders, and they are mentors for the small ones. This is a fourth grade class. We don't need to start later. We can start early. And here in Portugal, we have a national program starting with programming and robotics in third grade. Kids have 8, 9 years old, and it's easy for them to learn and to develop skills programming. Okay, I will put this maybe forward. This is a special needs kids. Okay, so this is an Italian kid. Let me put it a little bit more. Okay, so they trying to learn how to sensors work, how to move the robot. They have to learn about speed, about time, about physics, and they have to learn how ultrasonic sensors works. This is a student from Philippines. We have a lot of students in other from other countries, and they are showing the activities to okay, and they enjoy. Usually in each year we do one project. Okay, let's start from the beginning. How I started using robotics, and a long time ago, a few years, not a long time, about 30 years, I start, and my school was like this 30 years ago. I started in 1989 in schools. Now, when I'm in school, my school is like this. The kids have the world in the hand, in mobile phones, in tablets, in laptops, and uh, I thought I need to do something different. So to go on, we must change everything, but first we have to change our mindset. So I trying to look for something different to do in my class to motivate my students to uh, like and to work with STEAM. So in 2009, I start by invitation in Lisbon University a project with robots using Lego robots. This one, the NXT, and we start doing some different projects in class, a year project using. educational robotics, project-based learning, inquiry-based learning. They have they had to think about a problem to solve and to use a robot to solve that problem. They have to design, they have to assemble, to program it, to do some uh, scenario for the robot. So this was different because they have to cross the curriculum to use a lot of different subjects: maths, physics, Portuguese, English, history, maybe geography. So non-STEM subjects are important too in this case. So you see here uh, was usually if you have grandma and grandpa at home, they have to take pills, and sometimes they don't have a good memory and they forgot. So my kids design a robot to give the pills. It will be breakfast, here lunch, here in the evening, and here in dinner. So if you show the card to the robot, the sensor will read the card, so pick up the box with the pills and give it. You see, you have white boxes and black boxes. When the black box appear, you can see you have the information you need to put more boxes with pills in the tower. Okay, so to solve this problem, they have to use a robot, of course, to design this thing, but they have to study physics for the arm not to go down. They have to study math, trigonometry, angles, and so on. So it's different when they research about it, when they apply, and when they are doing group work to solve problems. Okay, so don't need to be a special uh, robot, don't need to be a beautiful working robot, but the main focus here is the idea. The idea is important, how they solve problems, and of course, in my case, we use robots in our class. So after 12 years of or 30 of work, during this process, we received several awards with money, and then allowed us to buy some robots more to use. Now, in my school, every kid can choose robotics subject in 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade, and we have robotics across the curriculum, and we do some projects, we go to events, they are invited, we participate in some competitions, but the more important than competition is what kids learn during the process. That's the main focus. They have to learn to develop 21st century skills. So let me tell you about these guys. It was a special class. They were 22 students failing a lot in school, about to leave school, and we took all of them in into a special class using project-based learning and robotics. So in 22, 8 failed 4 years in a row, didn't approve. 8 failed 3 years in a row, didn't approve two, and the other 6, 2 years in a row. They have about, they are trying to finish ninth grade, but it's difficult because they don't care about regular school. So in our project, we use that to stimulate the kids to study and try to go forward. I can tell you 15 of this one approved and went to secondary school and finished secondary school without disapproving anymore. It was very, very, very good for them. So they learned about robotics. This is a science pavilion in Lisbon. They were invited to do some activities for other kids. They participate in competition. This is first Lego League, and they learn a lot about physics, maths, and everything without the obligation to learn. They have to research, to solve problems, to put the robot doing the things, and they study without the teacher being there saying blah 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 blah. No, they have to research. After that, they go to the teacher and they ask the teacher if the calculus is okay. We could involve, as you see, the parents. They are an important part to stimulate the kids too. Our kids did workshops in school. This is our class, and this is a workshop in another school. Our students are helping other students to start programming and assembling robots. Here is Ricardo teaching my colleagues. It's a physics teacher and a technology teacher, learning and programming and building a robot for the first time. Okay, let me. Okay, so let's go to the main activity, and I have a few examples for you to see how to implement robotics. In this case, the exercise, sorry, is in Portuguese because I have the video only in Portuguese. They have with robots to do the determination of the wheel radius. They have two different wheels, and to do the calculus, they have to move the robot uh, to find the perimeter, and after that, they have to calculate the radio. I tried this. This activity was the first time I tried. I used my colleagues' sons and daughters, and I try with them to see if it works, it is a good idea, if they can solve it. So you will see they use the Widow robot. Okay, they had to program the robot to the wheel do just one round, and they have to measure how many centimeters. And as you see, you have different wheels, and they have to do it 3 times with the 3 different wheels and find the perimeter. Leonor is putting the mark, and Jose and Afonso are programming, and she is doing all the calculus. They are 3. They are 4th graders. She is a 6th grader. Okay. So we can do it in our class in collaboration, group work, 2, 3, 4 kids. And it's a different way to know about a wheel, about a circle, about the perimeter, the area, the radius. So it's a different way to introduce the subjects, because it's stimulating for the kids to see the robot moving, programming the robot, use the robot to solve a problem. And as you see, you have here, of course, after playing a little bit, they were doing different things. Here is the ultrasonic sensor to not touch the obstacle. Okay, this is a small activity you can use in maths, but you can use it in physics to measure the speed and and to do some graphics. It depends of your imagination. This is an innovative way to teach STEM subjects. Here you have a science project. Our kids had to research about natural disasters. They had 7, 8, 10 different. They have to do a script for a small video about, and they have to study. And after that, they choose one natural disaster. In this case, they choose the fire, and they have to, in group, in all class groups, think about a solution to build a robot uh, has a fireman, but this is a fire robot. Okay, you will see. This is the final work. So they have to research, to validate information, to write the scripts. Okay, with digital storytelling. In this case, they used Photo Story 3. It was easy for them to collect images and to record the voice with explaining everything. This is okay. You see the videos and thing. They were invited uh, to university. This is a professor in University of Lisbon. I invited him to talk with kids about the the robots, about how the robots works, moves, about sensors, and this is our classes. Okay, in these classes they have to do everything, to assemble a robot, to have an idea, to program, to test, to fail. The failing, it's the very important thing, because if they fail, if the robot don't do what they want, they have to see where is the problem, they have to check what's happening, and they have to find a solution. Of course, an important skill is collaboration and group work, teamwork. After school, they go to real life. They have to work in teams, and they have to solve the problems as a team. And we start here. Here they are trying to put the robot avoiding things, and they are trying. Of course, they like to dance. You see, different groups have different solutions for the same thing and to solve problems. To solve these problems, they have to research about how sensors work. They have to use physics, maths, and so on. This is another special class with kids failing a lot in school, and it was a full year project. Okay. Now they are trying a line follower. Groups are working together. Oh, it's not doing okay. I think in this case that's doing quite good. Okay, so finally, after a lot of work, a lot of learning, they finish, and the robot have to find the candle and use. Okay. Okay. And now to finish in outside the class, they worked with this. Okay. So you saw robots in with math, with science, but uh, let's see what happened if you join arts. Okay. We went with this full class with many problems. I told you these kids were about to leave. We need to stimulate. In Portugal, we call it a vocational course, and it's very important for them to have our support. You see here, art teacher, French teacher, history, math, Portuguese. Me, I teach programming and robotics, and science teacher here. So we have all the team, physics, physical education here, and all these kids. These kids, as I told you, was a group failing a lot. So we need to do different to stimulate them. And then we went to a museum, telecommunication museum in Lisbon, and they saw a virtual guide, and they were talking in class about that. They loved it, and uh, they try to do a robo guide. As you see, they were failing, but after the project, Portuguese television liked the project and asked them for to go there and to have an interview with a journalist, and they did a very good article with them. So, okay, they had to research about the life of 6 Portuguese artists, okay, and they have to write the biography of each artist. After that, they have to do a short one to translate in Portuguese and French. So they have to work with 3 different subjects. After that, they have to study where and when the artist lived. So they have to study history and geography. So we have 5 subjects. After that, they have to study how the robot works, how the sensors works, and what kind of calculus they need to do to solve the problem, to do the prototype. So math and physics. In art class, they reproduced a lot of different paintings to put in the final museum because they wanted to uh, to do a small museum. And during the process, they have to test the sensors, color sensors, how to do the thing, because the main focus is the robot uh, is in the museum. As you see, you show this one a card, and this one will stop only in these artist paintings. They put a camera on the top, and if you have difficulties in locomotion, you have special needs, you can use your tablet or cell phone and see all the paintings in your tablet. And this was a full year project in every class. Okay, as you see here. And this was an engineering process, but using, in this case, arts and math and physics and programming and robotics. But the documentation were in Portuguese, in English, and French, so they have to study a lot of subjects using the robot projects. This special project with failing students won an engineering award for 9th graders, a special contest. In 70 projects, they stay with an honorable mention. This is what it says here. And they were invited to represent Portugal in Science on Stage Festival. It was very good for them. Some of these kids, they were about to leave school, and now I have three of them finishing university. So it's a pleasure to see them improving and not leaving school. Okay, so we don't forget uh, special needs. So usually we do some training sessions for special need teachers for them to use robots with special need kids. We had the Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation. They gave us a lot of equipment and they paid for training, and was very useful because our special need teachers used with the kids robotics. Okay, so during the process in 2018, we received the World Award in SDG 4. It was very good because we knew we have been doing different kind of work, tied to innovate, tied to improve student skills, but uh, we didn't realize at that time uh, everybody was looking at that, especially in this contest. And I was invited to fill the form and put information because they saw the project. And we finished as champions, one of the top five in our category, and was very good. And if you check the image, the other four projects are from universities. Our is from secondary school. So the kids were very happy, and of course headmaster and me and my colleagues too, because that means we are doing our job in a different way and with good results using robots to teach not only STEAM subject, but you can use for every subject. So in the beginning, we start with the robo helps. So after that, uh, we an NGO in Portugal is Attitude, saw our work, and we did a kind of protocol, a kind of connection. And our now is not the Robo Helps, but Attitude 3D. Our logo remains here. Educate, teach, and integrate. We are trying to develop a full project to avoid kids from leave school. Okay, we are using educational robotics, project-based learning, and we had something important for the kids, that to do the connection from school to real world. So we added mentoring. So at the end of the school year, we have in our class, we had a lot of sponsors, and we have a special class to teach robotics. Everything moves here to put the robots going, and this is a touch panel from Promethean, and we have special things. Now we have printers, 3D, and so on, and a lot of different robots and Arduinos and microbit, and we are trying to do a different thing. So in our some school, we have 5 days. Uh, we have a sponsor for each week. For example, in this case was KPMG. Uh, they have put some professionals in our school in the summer school, and they teach the kids how to do their pitch uh, with university degree, different degrees, what they can do in real life. And we invite a lot of professionals to talk with them and to talk about when they were students and why they choose. These are two doctors, okay? This one now is in the parliament. This was an archaeologist, this book writer, and the kids working in the morning with professionals and then doing some math activities. This one is direct proportionality, and they are finding the speed of the robot. In the last day, our kids are the teachers. They teach robotics to the companies professionals. Okay, so I was working a lot with robots, and suddenly we had the pandemic. And with the pandemic, there was a problem, because if I'm using robotics in class, uh, kids don't have robots are very expensive. So I have to find a solution. Okay, you can use, for example, this one is a robo simulator. Okay, this is Open Roberta. You can work with this one, and Vex Code is another simulator. We will talk about it. Okay, if you don't have robots, you can use educational robotics with simulator. You see, in this one you have virtual reality. So the programming is like Scratch, and you can do some beautiful activities to teach STEM subjects with this. So I will share the presentation. This is a link to the all the projects I have been talking about. Okay, so you can think I don't have uh, robots. I would like to do some different activities to develop computational thinking in my kids and so on. What to do? Okay, I will show you two different activities, research activities you can do if you have internet connection in class, and if you have an ICT class with computers. Uh, so you can do this kind of activities. Of course, you can do problem-based learning. You can give them a problem to solve. If you have a lot of time, you can do a project-based learning or inquiry-based learning for the older ones. It depends of what kind of kids you have. It's small ones and if big ones, if they are they are really good. If they are not so good, you must we must choose what the best way to do the thing, what the best methodology, because different students, you have to teach them in a different way. So we must pay attention to see the best way to teach our students and to get them involved in stimulating them for learning uh, things. So, for example, when you are designing regular polygons, you can do some activity. I will try to change here. Okay, maybe I think it's here. Okay, so you have here a simulator. Okay, I will open the playground. Okay, you see you have a robot here, a lot of sensors, the values the sensors are reading. I can put that, but you are seeing to, if you put here the robot, you can see you have a real robot here. Let me move. You see there is a pen, a black pen, two sensors here, one here, four wheels, and it seems like a real robot. Okay, so we have here a dashboard. They will write, and the sorry, let me, oh, sorry, I have to load. I loaded. Okay, I think, where is here? Okay, so I will put here this one. Okay, so for example, you can ask your kids to draw a square. Okay, it's a small activity, and they have to repeat, draw a line and turn 90 degrees. After that, you can ask the kids to do the robot, for the robot to draw a triangle. Okay, so they have to think triangle 3 sides, so they must repeat 3, draw the line, but they have to think about the angle. An hexagon, 6 sides, and they have to think, and we have with 5 and 12. So they will write in the paper the connection. If you multiply this and this, 360, 360, 360, and so on. So they can write after that a small program to draw any polygon. Okay, just need to change the number of sides and the real connection between the two things. So this is an investigation activity. You can do it in class if you have robots, but if you don't have robots and your school don't have money, you can do it. If you put like this, the robot will draw. Okay, I choose 8 sides, and you can teach geometry, calculus, and whatever with this small activity. Okay, for example, here another activity I usually do, I will put it lower. In the first, they will put the robot in a position, they will draw a square. We will have all the information about, they have to calculate the area and the perimeter, and this is for the older ones. Okay, and they have to use Pythagoras theorem to calculate the diagonal. So if you put this running, and okay, and you will see during the process, the program will write the information here. Okay, so drawing a square, side 700 millimeters, and when finish, we'll write here the perimeter and the area, and we'll design this. You can do with a triangle here with the high, you can do different works, and you can teach math and put them developing computational thinking. And one more time, if you don't have robots, you can use this kind of simulators. The other simulator is the Open Roberta. You can use, let me see if the Okay, the connection is good. For example, you have a lot of different. I will use Lego EV3, and you see you have different scenarios to work. They have a color sensor here. This color is changing. This is a scale. This is 50 centimeters, 10 centimeters. This is some kind of obstacle, and we have different. In this case, for example, there is a small pen, and let me put this in English. Sorry, I will change it to English. Okay, so if you play, it will draw a small line with 20 centimeters. Okay, this one works in centimeters. You can in I designed this one, and in this kind and in these two, you can ask the kids to design the scenario, and when they come here in this option, they can upload the scenario. I can draw the scenario in, for example, this one. I did it in PowerPoint slides. I did a print screen, and I upload the image here. The creativity part is very important for the kids. Okay, so we can work with the kids. If you don't have robots, these simulators are for free. uh, if you are teaching the kids with Scratch, you can see these are like Scratch, the same. So the cognitive part is not so hard for them. And let's go. So I showed two activities. Okay, so if you want to see more information, now I joined this Erasmus Plus project. I will share the link. Is in the presentation for you to access, to create an account, to join us. We have a lot of different lesson plans, project plans, using project-based learning, choir-based learning, to work with robots and programming, teaching uh, STEM subjects. Okay, we are partners from 5 countries, 3 schools from Portugal, Italy, and Romania, and from Turkey we have 3: a school, a university, and Ministry of Education, and a technical helper responsible for the website and all the information. Okay, the main goal of this project is, of course, not only for us, but for all the world. You can access, you can create an account, and you can download lesson plans and so on. They are in all languages: Portuguese, Romanian, Italian, Turkish, German, and English. So it will be not difficult if you know English to download and see what to do. Okay, so we design 3 different outputs. We are 42 working in this, and we are developing a platform for you to access and see uh, and learn. And if you want to share some of your lesson plans, you can upload it because it's an open workbook. Okay, so we have lesson plans with robots and programming, project-based learning, problem-based learning, all including programming or robotics or both. because it's very important to have some documentation if you are a beginning. So that's why, and to try to motivate teachers around the world to use it. Okay. Oh, so if I open here, you will see there is a full platform. You can log or register to access the information. You see my school in Portugal, a lot of activities, a lot of documents, and you can go here and you see you can find what are the learning. For example, let's check what we have here. And to teach, for example, math, okay? And then this is a lot of activities with Arduino and so on, and you can change to put it in English. I invited you to explore this. I will share the presentation with the organization, and I hope it will be useful. Okay, so we have a Facebook group. You can go there and access. Now you say here is the Robo Helps, but now the name changed. Okay, and I leave you my full contacts if you have any doubt, you need some help, please be in touch. This is now, I'm trying to buy one of these to get sponsored. It's too expensive. It's about $8,000 or something. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. I try to answer. Okay. And it was a pleasure to be here sharing my experience and sharing a few activities you can do with the kids. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your marvelous presentation you share with our participants. I hope our participants learn something from you. Thank you, sir.
Thank
So now we are moved to our quiz competition, and after that we come back again in our Q&A session. So you have to waiting for some time in the backstage. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dear participants, now we are going to our quiz competition. After a short video clips, we come back in our quiz session. Welcome back, everyone. It's our quiz competition session. You can join this session by slido.com. First of all, you have to go to Slido. Then you have to put the code, and today's our code is quiz IGP. Then you can log in. You can also flash our QR code from this scheme. Now 32 participants join with us. After quiz competition, we move to our Q&A session. Today top times quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate. Dear participants, we will pick your name from this slide. Also join with your full name. We should write print on your certificate. 39 participants join with us. We start our quiz competition after 1 minute later. So join, hurry up. To join this session, you have to go to slido.com and you have to put the code, and that is quiz IGP. You can also invite your friends to join this session. Now we start our quiz competition. Our first question is STEAM at Valentine is for smart kids or is for everyone? 68% of our participants get the right answer, and the answer is for everyone. On the leaderboard now, first position is Cyrilline and El Infante, and the second one is Cyrilline Kelizo Yamaguchi, and the third one is Jimalin Rivera, and the fourth one is Lipa Kunla, and the fifth one is Aldin Arre. Congratulations, everyone. Let's move to our next question. Our second question is, what does the A in STEM stand for? Is it average or the arts? 78% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is the arts. On the leaderboard, Aldin Arre leading the first position, and the following Gemelin Rivera and Joel Barnaso. Let's move to our next question. Our third question is, what does the S in STEM stand for? Is it study or science? 85% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is science. On the leaderboard, there is no sense. The first position is Aldina Roy, and the second one is Jivelin Rivera, and the third one is Joel Barnaso. Our next question is, what does the T in STEAM stand for? Is it time out or technology? 98% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is technology. On the leaderboard, again, Aldrin Arroyo leading the first position, and the second one is Jimalin Rivera, and the third one is Kelly and Bola. Our next question is, what does the E in STEAM stand for? Is it engineering or engaging? 95% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is engaging. Engineering, sorry. On the leaderboard, the first position is Aldrin Arroyo, and the second one is Jimalin Rivera, and the third one is Kelly N. Let's move to our next question. And the question is, what does the M in STEAM stand for? Is it math or money? 100% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is math. On the leaderboard, now the first position is Aldrin Arroyo, and the second one is Jimelin Rivera, and the third one is Sonam Yangsin. Let's move to our next question. And the question is, at what rate are STEAM careers expected to grow? Is it STEAM careers will grow at the same rate as non-STEAM, or STEAM jobs are expected to grow by 70% over 9.8% non-STEAM? 66% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is STEAM jobs are expected to grow by 70% over 9.8% non-STEAM. On the leaderboard, now Aldrin Arroyo leading the first position, Kelly and Bola leading the second position, and the third one is Gina Lin. Let's move to our next question. In 2016, 4th and 5th grade had STEAM as part of the extension. Is it 25% or 100%? 24% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is 100%. On the leaderboard, now the first position is Kaifa Rivera, and the second one is Joel Banasar, and the third one is Jimalin Rivera. Our second last question is, why start STEAM education in elementary school? Is it STEAM in K5 bias equips understanding for later concept, or K5 teachers teaching STEAM help cultivate future interest? 56% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is STEAM in K5 bias equips understanding for later concepts. Now we move to our last and final question. And the question is, STEM lessons can look like: is it identify a real world problem, develop a solution, or use technology, iPads, computers, and even cell phones. 65% of our participants give the right answer, and the answer is identify a real world problem, develop a solution. Congratulations of our top 10 quiz competition winners. Thank you everyone for participating this session. On the leaderboard, the first position is Kaifa Rivera, and the second one is Jimelian B. Rivera, and the third one is Romo, Romoldo Isabella, and the following Jimelian Aldrin Sande Olbord, Cyril In, Alex Javier Alvarez, Jem Young, and PT. Now we proceed to our Q&A session. After a short video clips, we come back with our speaker. So once again, we enjoy this video. Welcome back, sir. Thank you, sir, for waiting in the backstage.
Okay,
Dear
thank you.
participants, it's our Q&A session. If you have any question, you can freely ask the question in the comment box. Our speakers are ready to answer the question. After Q&A session, we proceed to our certification process. So participants are requested to ask their question in the comment box. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. Sir, our first question is, how much will it cost if you will apply this on project learning?
Uh, it depends of the kind of robot you use. You can build a cheaper robot and use it. You can, if you use Lego robots, it will be expensive, of course. And I have Lego robots because I got some sponsors and I win an award with a lot of money and allowed me to buy. But for example, for about $50, you can have a microbit with a robot, a McQueen, for example, and you can use it to start. But it depends if you buy the things and you build the robots, it will be cheaper. If you buy robo kits, Lego is the more expensive ones. Vex is not so cheap too, but it depends. You can start with small ones, and after, if you get some sponsors, it will be much more easy for you to use it in class. If you don't have money, you can start with the simulators for free, and you can use, and the kids can program and solve the problems, not tangible things, but in simulator. I think I answered.
Thank you, sir, for your
Oh,
wonderful answer. Sir, our next question is, sir, follow you have mentioned about teaching robot in classroom. Does this mode of instruction is anti-4? And she added that, especially here in the Philippines, we don't have such funds in our school to have robots as
okay.
parts of teaching materials.
So uh, it's okay. Uh, as I told you, you can use real robots or virtual robots. If you have internet connection and you have computers to use, you can use the simulators and do lesson plans as I show in my presentation. Is not so hard. Is You don't need to spend money, because if you have the computer internet connection, you just have to access the website and use the robot and create your accounting, everything for free. And for example, you can start uh, teaching programming with Scratch from MIT. It's for free too. And after that, you can do the transition to the VEX code robots, and you don't need to spend money. If you have some money, they are cheap robots you can buy. I started with two in my class, only two. Okay. Then I had some money and I could buy more. But if you don't have, you can start, as I told you, with the simulator. I include the simulator because I know I have the possibility to buy some robots, or companies give me the has an offer to the school, the robots. You can talk with the companies around you. It's a possibility. And if you don't have this possibility, we can you I suggest to use virtual robots. Is not anti-poor, because in this kind of activity I try to show you don't need to have money and to buy expensive things. You can do what you the condition the things with the conditions you have in your country, your school, whatever. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. Thank you, sir. I think we have no more question.
Okay.
Sir, we are very grateful to you for your marvelous presentation and giving us your valuable time. I think this session will be very effective for our audience because you share your intelligent knowledge with us. Thank you, sir.
It was a pleasure, and thank you for the invitation.
Sir, what is your last and final statement for our audience?
Okay, I would like to thank the audience to be here, listen me. If you need some information, please contact me, uh, and it will be a pleasure for me to help you and try to find the best solution for you to use this kind of methodology. Okay, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Dear knowledge seeker, I would like to thank you all from my deep heart for attending today's session. I hope you learn something new and you will implement it in your life. Today our program name is Teaching STEM with Robots and the code is IGP7821. The code is IGP7821, please. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. And without an account on our website, you can visit only, but you can do anything functionally. So, to download your certificate, you have to go to our website, and the website address is eduizp.com. First of all, you have to create an account and then you have to enroll the program, and after that you have to put the code, and the code is IGP7821, and after that you can collect your certificate, and after collect downloading your certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP. Thank you everyone for attending to the session. I hope you get learn something new in this session. Thank you everyone. Stay happy and stay safe.